Hello everyone, right, back again. I came here yesterday afternoon, but I decided I was just going to have a nice quiet day yesterday, just sit and chill out, get a few things prepped for the day and then start filming. We're supposed to be having a big massive storm appear tonight, back end of some hurricane, so that'll be a bit of fun. So I'm stopping here the night as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take you into the shelter, have a quick look. I've done a bit of work in there. I've made a bench and a bed. I've bought myself a little midgie net, and anyway, I'll take you in, show you around, and then I'll tell you what I've got plans for today, and then we'll see how the day pans out. Okay, so let's go. Right then, so here we're going into the shelter. It's 9:15 in the morning. It's still quite dark. So what I'm going to do is just to see if it gives me a little bit of extra light inside. I've got a light on the camera, like, but I'll put these lights on as well. It'll be much better. So, right, as you can see, there's my bed. I'll show you in a bit more detail in a minute. I've got a few boxes here now, just to put stuff in when I'm around. Obviously, I'll go and everything I pack into the boxes and at the back of the car when I go. I've made a bench here. It can double up as a bed now if the bed comes. Obviously I'll put a mattress on the, like a bed on the top for him. I've got loads of wood from the last time I was here stored underneath. I'm going to let that dry out for a few months. It's alright wood now. I like it. This is the bed. I've got a net draped over. It's OEX net. It's only 15 quid from Go Outdoors. It's quite big actually, but what I should have done was I should have got a square one instead of like a triangle one, because I've had to tie it up with the net onto the top end there, because it was just draping right down. It was like suffocating. I want a bit of room when I'm lying in bed. The bed itself, I've got a bit of top. Hello Mitzi darling. I've got Mitzi jumping all over us here. It's starting to get warm now. It was cold when we got up, so I'm going to take a jacket off, because here she is, look. And I put a jacket on this morning when we got up, but it is warm now. I'll just put that on her bed. Right, so anyway, back to what I was telling you. Underneath here, I've got loads of wood stored again, right? And then I found this old mattress that me and Wallace used to have from when we used to go camp. It's just a single one. So what I've done is I brought that. I'll tell you what, I took some blowing up. I had to do it in 3 stages because I was getting a bit lightheaded. Not used to blowing mattresses up anymore. Normally got them self-inflating ones, but I tell you what, it went down a little bit during the night, but what a comfortable sleep. So I've got that there, and obviously my OEX sleeping bag and a small little pillow, which was going to get binned. It was like off the settee, so I just bunged that into my shed at home. So the network one doesn't stop. There's loads of little things flying about in here the day. Last night, sorry, but they didn't come anywhere near us. So as you can see, an OEX, British made firm, British made stuff. So that's why I'm buying it. I've got a lot of stuff that's OEX now. Got a little fold up table, my sleeping bags. A few bits and pieces, OEX stoves. It's British made, so I'm sticking with the British made stuff, and it's not that expensive either. I've got all my stuff from Go Outdoors, so it's been quite cheap. Obviously I've got that 511 bag. It's a 72. So it's basically there for to last you 3 days worth of stuff, and you get loads of extra pouches on it. I'll do it in greater detail one day. I'm going to do a video on my kit, and that's just hanging up in here. So basically that's the shelter, right? So, and then I'm going to turn these lights off. As you can see, I've got the lights up here, and I've got a nice little switch, just that. And then there's my battery, and then when it starts getting down I just take it home and charge it up. Solar panel got broke with the wind, so I've scrapped that idea. So today what I've got in plan is I've got this bit of wood here. I'm going to make a couple of stakes, and I'm going to put one down here, one next to, I'll just get inside the shelter and it'll be easier. What I'm going to do basically is I'm going to block this bit off here and then that bit off there today, totally block it off, and then in there I'm going to put a stove, so the heat, when it's getting colder, the heat will get pushed into here. It's like one of them outdoor garden things. My pal's got a spare one, so I'm going to knock that up and then see how that works later on. So, and then I've possibly, well, I have, there's a lad I met called Ben ages ago. I taught him and his group about firelighting and things like that, and he was impressed. So he's coming on Wednesday with some kids from his school, so I'm going to help out there with them and do some shelter building. So I've got loads of stuff here, and we're going to make a natural shelter over that direction there. Obviously I won't beat a video of that. Right, let's get you turned around. Aye, so at any rate, on Wednesday, sorry, I've got an itch on my neck there. Wednesday I've got some kids coming from a school in Gateshead with Ben, so I'm just going to help out with them, build some shelters, and then see how the day goes. Probably like get a little fire set up next to the little shelters and all that. So that's my job today, and I'll process all the stuff, prep ready for them, and then afterwards the material will be reused again, because I'm going to start building another shelter myself in any rate. I want to build, not a massive shelter, just a small shelter, but I want it to have an apex roof, and then put some slats on, and then I want it to be all natural, so I'll have foliage going all over the top of it and things. So that's my plan for the next few weeks. I'm hoping to do a lot more stuff, even if it's just like day trips, things, obviously because my wife's working a lot on my days off, so fingers crossed I can get here, even if it's just for the day. I'm quite happy with that. I had two nights away last weekend. I scrapped the idea of me video I made because there was a lot of errors in it. Obviously this is a new camera that I'm using, and hopefully I don't make any errors on this one. So obviously I apologise for not taping anything last night, but it was just a proper chill out night. Sat and had 4 cans in front of the fire, bit of food, made some chips and a steak, some chicken for Mitzi, and I think I was in bed by 10 o'clock. I was shattered. I'd been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. I finished work Saturday morning 7 o'clock, and I've got a nice long weekend off, 5 days, so I'm going to make the most of it, not go back till Tuesday night. So right, I'll process some wood and that, because I think it's quite boring just watching people cutting stuff up, and then once I've got it all prepped, then I'll bring you back and show you what I'm going to do for blocking things off. So catch you later. Thanks. Right then, so here we are back again. What I've done is I've got everything sorted, ready, just because I think it's boring just watching people build the frame and that. But anyway, I'll just show you what I've done. This is the main post that I had to keep me porch up. I've just put another one here, but what I've done is I've tied it loosely just to keep it there, so I can slide things in, and when it gets halfway up I'll tie it off tight. This one here is tied off nice and tightly. I'll just pan back of it and then you can see it. So that's basically it there, coming down next to the tree. The tree's going to keep one end of it in, and the post on the outer side is going to keep it from falling out over. I've got a log coming across here, and what's happening is, to keep it nice and straight, I put them across so they're coming like a T shape on the bottom. Alright, and then that keeps it nice and straight, and I'm not getting any gaps in the corner, fingers crossed. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is, I've got these logs here all prepped already, and I'm just going to slide them into that location there first, and then I'll get some more prepped and put them in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to go all the way up to the top. I'll find out later on, see how I can. But I think I might leave a little gap at the top just for a little bit of airflow. And obviously I've got to get me like me metal pipe coming out as well. That's going to come off the the chimney part of the fire, because me fire is going to go in the corner here on the floor, facing into the shelter. Obviously it's we'll see how it works, but fingers crossed it should give us a little bit more heat on the night time when it gets cold. It's not cold at the minute. It's absolutely boiling for October, to be honest. Last year it was colder than this. But anyway, right, I've got Mitzi tied up. Unfortunately, there she is. She's getting a little bit stressed because we've got the kids back over on the other side again. Stand here because my camera's getting wet. Like I said before, we've got a storm on its way, so it is starting to rain now. And I'll stop waffling and just get on with it. Video was recording my beer if you didn't want to be on it. What? Video was on if you didn't want to be on it. The video? I'm recording, mate, so if you didn't want to be on it. No, just because you didn't like being on it, there. In case anybody's wondering, that's me, mate, Dave, I'm talking to. But as you can see, the wall's starting to build up now nicely. So I think I'm definitely going to need some more logs though. You see, you didn't like it. Obviously there's going to be a few little gaps, like, let's get rid of that one because that's need to. Right, I'll just have to cut the end off that one. Through. Right, I think I'm going to tie that off now. Right. But what I'm going to do now is, because it's starting to fall out over, I'm going to tie this off here now. Alright. It's just to keep it together, that's all. And then we'll just start putting some more logs on it. I'm going to have to get some more prepped to get it sorted. it just stops it out of falling apart. What's going on? We might have to put another pole on the inside, like. Right. Definitely need some more logs, like, didn't I? Oh. Well, there you go. That's a failure. I forgot to knock this bit in. Alright, so everything's just collapsed. So that's the way not to do it. But you can see the idea. The wrong idea is, and when I stuff for them for now, sort me shit out, and then I'll get back to yous. Right. My wall fell down the last time you seen it on here. And this is what it looks like now, all nice and hunky-dory, right? It's solid as a rock as well. So what I've done is, I've built another wall. There was a bit of stick hanging out, so what I've done is, I've just made a table, as you can see there. So I can just put bits and pieces on. At the minute it's just got me saw me axe on. Alright, it's got one leg at the other side because that wasn't a solid bit. But it goes right up to there. It's got a bit of a gap on the top because for a reason, and this is why. This is the cream on the pie, as they say. I've got an indoor fire. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And I can feel the heat from here. So basically what I've done is I've put some tiles, roof tiles on the floor to protect the ground and to stop the sparks going on anything on there. Some bricks on there, then there's a bin lid, so I've banged it so it's got a nice curve in it, and then I've got an old metal fire off my pal Dave, was falling to bits, so we've used that, and he's been happy enough to give us a nice bit of metal trunk in as well, so it acts as the chimney. So it's absolutely brilliant. I'm boiling hot sitting here. Obviously I'm just going to let that die down now, which just to really to show you what's been getting done today. So that's it, and tomorrow I'm going to try and build where we normally sit. I'm going to build a bench, but I'll just take you outside and show you the chimney. So there you go, and it comes out onto the top, and I've put a bit of wood there just to keep it fingered up, but I've got some sparks coming out, so that's a bit of a drama because obviously I've got cam net there. So I'm going to make a bit of metal plate and put it over so it's like a what do you call it, so yeah, anyway, that's what's going to happen. And then obviously I've took this side, the centre post out, so it gives the seating area better, and this is the view you get from the front. Obviously I'll just move back a little bit under me, that little shelter. So that's what it's looking like now. This bit on here needs to be revamped a bit because it doesn't look nice at all. It's all wonky and everything. Obviously I'm not sharp with a fashion show like, but it just looks now compared to that bit there. So shelter nearly done, and now I'm going to just sit and chill out and relax. I'm going to tidy up all my stuff because it looks like a gypsy's caravan site. No disrespect to anybody that's a gypsy. I think he's got a better life travelling all over the place and living on fields and that. I would like to do it and live in woods and that. And anyway, I'm waffling, I'll cut it out. So I probably got chinned. Right, and anyway, that's it for now. Catch us later on. Well, as you can see, this fire's gone lovely. There's nice smoke coming off into the shelter off it whatsoever, but the main fire, because of the wind, it's filling the place up like we're getting smoked out. So that's going to die off. I'm going to cook my food on it, and then it's going to be put out, because the winds, I don't know if you can, well, you can barely hear it. Now you can see the trees. You can see me tarp up on the top there, getting blown around a canny bit. Move away this fire because I'm getting smoked out. But you can see the trees there in the background. It's starting to pick up big style now, so the fun's going to start soon. So I'll get back to you later on. Oh yeah everyone, just got a little bit of food on the go on the outside fire, obviously because the wind's blowing loads. So I've just got a few bits of chicken on that I had left over from yesterday, and a sirloin steak. I'm not going to cook any chips or anything yet. I think I might cook some of them later, because I'm hungry but I'm not hungry, and I've got a couple of lamb chops still to eat. So I'm just going to cook them off. Just about done, like, to be honest. That fire, that's going quite well. I've just stuck loads of logs in there. It's actually really warm inside the shelter, so I'm very happy with it. Yeah, so here I am. Oh god, that is a bright light on this light. This camera's got a light on it that automatically comes on when it's dark, and it's like blinding light, but it's good. So everything seems to be going alright. I think the wind's calmed down a tiny little bit at the minute, like. It's still blowy, but not as bad as what I was expecting. But we'll just see how it goes. So I'm going to get my chicken on the go. Well, get it off the grill before it burns, and just had something to eat. So obviously I'm only doing little snippets here, there and everywhere. I'm not constantly videoing, because I'm sitting chilling out, having a few beers, listening to some music, having a bit of crack with Dave. Dave's away down to cook some of his food, but I think he's going to bring something up for a bit later on, cook it on the inside stove, see what it's like. I might even cook a lot, because I've got a couple of lamb chops there to eat as well. So basically it's a proper meat feast for me. And then I've got a couple of chocolate biscuits that I brought back from home. I'm going to eat them. And if I get hungry later, I can always try a bit of pasta on or some curry or something. But I always bring shitloads of food, and if I run out of cans, I've got a couple more cans left in the back of the car. But I don't want to get pissed, because I've still got loads of work to do tomorrow. And then obviously going home tomorrow night, and then come back on Wednesday to teach some kids how to set fires and all that. Hopefully hopefully they didn't do anything stupid with that little skill. But I think I've got that down to a T, like lighting fires. So I've got loads of stuff ready for them to make some shelters and all that as well. So if we run out of, well, if we've still got loads of time left, we'll make a shelter as well. But I'm going to make my bench tomorrow as well, from the outside bench. So right, that's it really. And as you can see, it's smoky as hell off this fire. Oh, and the wind's blowing it everywhere. It's proper swirling all over. It's going inside the shelter. And you can see it inside the shelter there a little bit. There's warm Moo lying on her bed. On the table is normal, hiding her little face from the smoke. Bless her. I put her down on the floor behind this little wall here, but she just came straight back out. So I've just left her there. She should be alright. Just gonna get some chicken in anyway in a minute. Right, I'm gonna go on because my chicken will probably be burning. So this is just so you know that Mitty gets exactly the same as what I eat. So she's having some sirloin steak and some chicken, and she's loving it. Oh yeah, Moo. Yeah, look at that. Is that nice, my girl? Yeah. It's the same as if I have ribeye, steaks or anything. The only thing she doesn't get up is this chips and curry. So obviously them aren't good for her, or any chocolate, because chocolate kills dogs. Kills dogs even, not kill. Yeah, so that's it really. Our fire's calmed down nicely now, so I think I'll put some lamb chops on next. No, pardon me. I've still got to hear the fire going. That's burning really well. It's actually really warm now. I've got a two-way fire going. So if that's what you call it. But it looks canny, doesn't it? Yeah, where I've built today, and I've got my little outside table there. So and I've found a little round grill that I've had for ages up there. Look, oh, wrong way. Didn't even see it. It's probably not focusing in properly. But anyway, that fits in the bottom of there, lovely. So obviously, when the wood dies down on there, and I've got loads of nice red ash in there, I'll be able to cook in that as well. So it's got a double feature. But I've got a shelf, like a grill shelf in the house that'll fit in there, and all I've got to do is put a couple of little holes either side, and then put the sides of that grill through in there, and that'll be it, sorted, and that'll just stay in there permanently. Grills are alright once you burn them off, you know, get rid of all the bacteria and all the shite on them. So that's about it really. So I'll turn my head torch off. It's wasting batteries here. But anyway, I don't know if you can see, well you can't see it. Nah. The wind's not too bad. You can see by the fire. It's not blowing a proper gale. It's supposed to be like 100-mile-an-hour winds out on island, but I don't think we're getting hit with that. Like, I think the west coast might get hit worse. But anyway, enough waffling. So I just wanted to show you that I do feed the dog when she's sharp. Well, catch up with you later. Well, as you can hear, the winds are not picking up now. I've got it on night mode as well as the light here, and I don't think the picture's doing it any justice. Like, it's like a slow motion type picture. It's not like that at all really. The trees are gone all over the place, like. I'll see how this looks when I've played back, and if it's no good I'll just delete it. But I'm trying to spin round as slow as I can. You can hear the wind picking up. The trees are gone ballistic, like, so I'm hoping there's no widow makers around here. I've had a good look the day, like, to make sure me shelter's quite sturdy, so hopefully if anything does go over it'll save us. But fingers crossed now, like, that happens. Touch wood and touching wood and everything. So right, I'm going to turn it off this night mode. Morning everybody. Quite a windy night last night, but everything stayed still. Nout fell down, no trees, my shelter's still upstanding, everything really. So it was just a bit noisy, but earplug sorted that out. So like I say, I just had my breakfast and that. Just cooked it on my new little stove. So basically that's all I've done really. Just take your panny around. So there it is. I'm just boiling some water at the minute, just to wash some dishes and that, and get a wash. Mitzi's sitting in a bed on my chair in front of the fire, keeping nice and toasty warm. Oh, there's me pot's just moved a little bit there. So Mitzi's got a little bit of a shock. But yeah, everything's looking good. Obviously it's a right mess because I'm going to start packing up now, pack everything in the car that I didn't need the day, and then I'll be staying for the rest of the day anyway, because I want to sort this out today. So it's looking a bit tatty, so I'm going to get all this, push all this down, get it nice and tight, and then I've got stuff here that I was going to build a shelter, but I've had a message saying that we're not going to be building shelters, but he wants us to do fires and things. So I've got all this to neutralise. Might as well get it used while it's there, and it'll get that sorted. And then if I've got time, I'm going to start on a frame. I'm going to start on a frame for me shelter, it's just going to be a little small shelter in there, and then once I've got that done, I'm going to make me camp secure by putting another fence here, obviously with a little gate in it, and then hopefully get that started the next time I'm here, which will probably be for a couple of day trips rather than staying. So last night as well, about 9 o'clock at night, the farmers from the other farm came up in the tractors, lights ablaze, trailers on the top, on the back, and they were cutting all the grass, picking it all up and putting it into rolls. Well, obviously this is what the feed is for the animals on the farm where I am. It was quite weird. I had my car parked in the field because of the winds last night. I didn't want any trees falling on it because it'd be a lot of money to get replaced. So I went to move my car last night, and yeah, went to move my car last night, and I had a proper panic mode on. I couldn't find my car keys anywhere, and I thought, well, I've had them in my pocket when I moved the car, but I had been putting my little hand saw into my pocket, and then going out and cutting some bits of wood with it. So I thought, ah, shit, I've went and lost it in the woods. So I spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours last night in the dark with me light off my camera, my head torch and a hand torch, trying to find it, retracing all my steps, and I had no joy. Woke up this morning thinking, how am I going to get home, get my spare key, get back, get all my gear? And I was like, oh nah. And then I contacted my mate Dave, who's on the site as well, and I had left it on his pitch when I dropped off a couple of these tools and that. So happy days, it's all ended well. So I've now secured that key in a safe place so I didn't lose it again. So that was one of the biggest dramas I've ever had since I was here. Me tarp on the top of the fire is still there. It was blowing a gale last night. It's still a bit windy this morning, but not as bad as last night. Like, some of the trees were bending right over. I'm surprised. I'll have a bit of walk around later on in the day and have a look, but I'd be surprised if there isn't any trees in the whole of the woods that haven't been blown over last night, because it was severe. It was the worst winds I've seen since I've been coming out for 2 years. So, but like I say, it's just a case of getting tied up. I've got stuff scattered all over the place. I don't like being in a mess, but this is looking really, really good now. Like, I'm really impressed with it. The fire worked a treat last night as well. I was sitting there, it was windy, cold, and I was sitting there in just me little top, like a t-shirt and like a fleecy top. No. And I was just sat there last night in front of the fire, chilling out, couple of cans and toasty warm, put a few bits of wood on it before I went to bed. And then I've got up this morning and it's still got nice red coals in the bottom, so I just hired a couple of little bits of wood that I smashed up this morning into it, and that's it. So anyway, I'll bring this back later on when I start doing a bit of work. Right, hi everyone. It's now Tuesday and it's 20 past 1 in the afternoon. I've been a little bit busy getting stuff prepped for tomorrow. I've got about 30 kids coming with obviously adults from a school. I'm going to teach them a little bit about how to light fires, set up shelters. I'm not an expert in it at all. It's just things I've picked up, and the person that's in charge of the children, I've met him before and he like the way I give me lessons, so I must be doing something right. So basically what I've done is I've quickly knocked up a quick setup for them to look at, and then obviously what I'm going to do is I've set up 2 different types of shelter where they're going to have to tie it all up, but all the stuff's all prepped for them, so they don't have to do anything, because they're only like 10, 11-year-old kids. So I didn't really want them running around with knives and saws and things and axes So I've prepped everything for them ready, and I'll just give you a quick look around the camp, like the area now, and I'll show you where everything's going to be. So yeah, we're going then. Right, so I've set up this little shelter here. It's just a little A-frame shelter attached to a tree, as you can see. Just covered in loads of bits of bushes and bits of tops of trees that I've been chopping down this weekend. It's enough room to get one person in. So, and then what I've done as well is, I'll just bring this around the other side. I've set up the way I would do it if I was out. Obviously, I've set up a little fire area, all prepped and ready, all the different size bits of wood that you need. Obviously, a little bits to get you started, pencil size, thicker size, and then some bigger ones. Alright, so that's just basically a demonstration of how you would set up a camp, and obviously with your windbreak there. It's just a quick setup. Over here, what we're going to do is, I've got all the top coverage there and a little bit here for them to use. Got the poles all set up ready, and the ropes attached to the tree, the bits of rope that they're going to need. So obviously there's no cutting anything needed for them to do. There's a case basically you come in, tie it up, they'll be supervised by their teachers and that in any way. So, and they're going to make the same shelter. I've got an A-frame shelter, and then I've got a lean-to set up. Obviously same scenario again, all the top foliage is all set up ready for them. I've done the main cross beam on for them. Obviously I'm just using blue rope. I don't want to be using me paracord for demonstration purposes, because obviously it does cost money, but I've had this blue rope for years. And then I've cut all the bars, all the cross beams and everything ready for them. So all they've got to do is come in, tie them off and set it up. And then obviously on the both of the shelters, what they're going to have to do is they'll find the stuff themselves to set up their own fire system. Before we do the shelters, I'm going to do a lesson on setting how to light a fire and all the different types of materials you can use, that you can find when you're out and about foraging for it, or stuff that you can actually bring with you as well. And that lesson is going to be held in this location here. Obviously it's an ideal location. There's 30 kids, so basically I'll do my lesson here on this bit. I'll get it cleared out later on when I come back tonight, and there's an embankment all the way around, so I can have them sitting on the embankment. I'll get a couple of logs to let them sit on the top end, and that'll keep them all there. Just can't try and keep them entertained really for a few hours, and then they're going down to the bottom of the woods and doing some like games and things. So that's it really. So Mitzi's off on one again. She's away down there barking at anything and everything that moves. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Spoke to the wife. I was supposed to be going home today and then come back tomorrow morning, but I'm going to go home, drop Mitzi off, and then I'm coming back tonight. So I'm here and I can get sorted, and I'm on site for them to turn up tomorrow morning, 9:30. So happy days, I get an extra night out camping. So that's three nights in a row. So happy days. And I don't think I'll be able to film anything tomorrow, obviously because there's children on, and I didn't want to be filming kids and putting them on the YouTube and that in case any parents kick off anything like that. So obviously I'll not film all that, and I'll let you know afterwards how it goes. Alright.